32,300 original miles, 5-speed. I'm gonna literally just start up here and go all the way down like that. I like doing this. It's definitely satisfying. So you can see this, look how faded this is, right? Watch this. Can you see this here? Here I come. Boom! What's up, people? We are finally back for the Porsche 928. Yeah, it's time to get this thing finished. It's been sitting around too much, and it is too cool of a car. So a couple of things. One, obviously, here's my leftover Porsche fabric. I want to finally get it out of the car. It's been sitting in here, but I am going to throw it in here and get it out of the way. Another thing, and I know some of you Porsche people are going to freak out and go, no! It's got a cracked dash, which requires removing the dash and spending a bunch of money and time with somebody who's really talented to do that. And time is a shortage for me. So I bought this plastic dash cover, which actually is pretty darn nice. And as long as I don't leave it in the hot sun, I think this is gonna be like 95% as good. A lot less time and money in it right now. So I wanna get it on the road. So yeah, I kinda copped out for right now, but it's gonna look good. But today what I'd like to do is, genuinely, I need to finish the paint and the polishing on this thing. And I wanna do the stage of ceramic coating, and of course gonna use Avalon King because it's awesome. But the problem is, since this thing has been sitting, I have had to do the last stage of the paint polishing and all like 3 times. Because just being in this shop with the work going on, I mean, somebody might paint something over in the corner just a little bit, or do a touch of grinding or something, and you get all those shop imperfections, those little things in here, boom, right on the paint. So this has been covered the last few days because we took the time to refinish it and get it ready. And that's why I wanted to use the ceramic coating, because quite frankly, this stuff is the best polishing stuff I've ever found. My Porsche 944, if you guys remember the red one, after I ceramic coated it, it sat outside for 2 months and I was daily driving it. It was snowed on, it was rained on, everything. And I never had to wash it because when it would rain, it would mostly just, all the dirt would fall off of it. And then when I did go wash it, I didn't even wash it. I frankly just rinsed it at the car wash, and it looked 97% as good as just washing the whole thing, like properly. So really want to do that. And the test for the ceramic coating, this one's going to be a harsh one in the shop. Will those shop-like little bits of imperfections stuff come off way easier? So this is kind of a utility for me right now in the restoration process. So if you guys get some of this, and obviously they sponsor my channel, so at the very end, watch the commercial and you will see a secret coupon code to get a little cheaper. So you get a nice little bottle. It goes a long way. If you're really trying to do a car well and do multiple coats, one bottle will do a car and do it really well. You can do a car for less, but you sort of have to skimp a little. In the kit, you get a number of things. You get a nice decal and all that, but they give you some gloves to wear, which is good. You don't want that stuff really on your hands particularly. I mean, it's really not gonna hurt you, but it does kind of crystallize and get hardened, so it might give you kind of a funny feeling in your hands that way. In here are some really cool, like super fine microfibery type of applicator pieces. Now this, you guys will know, part of the packaging is this black foam right here. And this black foam with the logo is like a harder durometer, something you could actually use for wet sanding if it was something else. But on here is a very soft piece of foam bonded to it, that last little 1/8 of an inch. And what you do is use these little applicator pads here, and they give you a number of them because after using it for a period of time and you let it sit overnight, it's going to get hard with the ceramic coating. So what you do is you put that like this and hold it on there, and then you put your ceramic coating here, the drops, to apply it. And that's why there's a few of them. It works really well. They didn't skimp on the stuff you need to apply it. So I know, you know, if you guys have been car guys for a long time, you've done a lot of polishing, a lot of stuff, you well know that if you buy a product, most of the time when they give you the stuff you need to apply it or polish or do whatever with it, they don't give you enough, or what they give you is junk. It's not actually the case with the Avalon King ceramic coating and the Armor Shield. They also give you this really amazing, it's just so nice, microfiber, super soft polishing towel for doing the finishing on it. And not all microfibers are created the same. They're of different softnesses and different like thread counts, so to speak, and all. So this one being this soft is perfect for polishing it. I'm not gonna say that other microfibers won't do the job just as well, but they give you this one for a reason. It's perfectly well suited. So, shut up, Casey, let's get to work. As another note, Mr. Owl, stop gardening things. You guys miss Mr. Owl, yes. Anyway, I've got some Avalon King shampoo specifically formulated for this. I'm looking forward to trying out afterwards. So maybe what I'm gonna do is when this gets more shop imperfections on it, which it will after a couple of weeks, with a ceramic coating on it, I will wash it with the Avalon King shampoo and see how it does. So I'm hoping we might not even have to test it like that. I might actually have to get it way dirtier just to get the car to where it needs to actually be washed with shampoo, because it works really well. So anyway, time to work. But I am really excited about the 928. This one is particularly nice. I think it's got, if I remember correctly, 32,000 original miles, which is amazing find. And it's also the 5-speed manual. Yeah, 32,300 original miles. 5-speed, you cannot beat that. It's one of the early ones. Naturally, they started to make a little bit more power as they aged and got like 4-cam engines and things like that. But this is still an awesome car that survived time really well for that kind of low miles. The engine's in good shape, so is the transaxle. But you know, time takes its toll on the dash and the sun and everything, and the seats. So redid the seats, gonna make the carpet look nice. So I'm really excited and want it to be beautiful. So here we go. And frankly, I'm looking forward to driving it. Maybe I'll daily it for a little while. That's kind of one of the things that about cars and classic cars and exotic cars, maybe you guys have found. There were a lot of people back in the day that thought if they didn't put any miles on the cars, they'd be worth a ton of money in the future. Like, how many boomers went out there and bought, say, like pace car anniversary Corvette from like 19 whatever year was not the year for Corvettes, and then they weren't really worth anything? Or how many people back in like 1983 bought a bunch of DeLoreans and then never drove them because they thought they were going to be worth a ton of money? Well, they weren't. And those people basically just didn't drive their wonderful car and enjoy it, and then saved it for you or me, which is great fun and what I'm looking forward to on this Porsche. Okay, so anyway, with this, obviously I want to get a good coating. The first time you put this on with the drops, come here and take a close look. Hopefully don't get too close or probably won't focus. But so I really want to get that on there. That's probably a little bit more than I need. I might be being a little overly generous. I'm going to gently set that there. Okay, so when you apply this, you go at 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally just start up here and go all the way down like that. And you can see how the liquid on here, the coating, actually makes it, just for that moment, look a little darker. It's really easy to see where you applied it. I'm choosing areas. So I just started this flat area. Now I'm going to come here to the side where it wraps around. I'm going to go up and down the whole way. You don't want to do too big an area, and you need to make sure that you've got enough actual of the product on your applicator to cover it. And this one's already kind of a little low because it's the first one. So just a bit more. Keep that handy. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna do a little quicker. I've already prepped the car, so I don't have to worry about that. And right here, I'm just gonna go down kind of the belt line there. I wanna make sure it got a little crunchy sounding. I didn't wanna get any imperfections on it. Now I'm gonna come back at a 90-degree angle. I'm gonna do it sort of quick. You don't do this in circles. I mean, you could. It's gonna look good almost no matter what you do. This stuff goes on great. And it's frankly why I'm using it, because you can't go wrong. So I'm getting at 90-degree angles, and that just makes it so you know that this stuff has gotten into every little micro fissure and it's just applied perfectly. So that's why you do sort of this cross-hatch pattern. And as with anything, you don't really need to test it. I've found it's been no problem on all the paints on the cars I've used, on different plastics and vinyls. You can use it on vinyl decals, windows, etc. And it's made it look freaking great. I mean, even down to, check this out. We'll do this real quick. So look here at this windshield wiper arm, right? It's faded, it's dark, it's old from the 80s. You hit that, that's what it's gonna look like. Even when this stuff cures and I wipe off the excess, it's still gonna look that nice. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And that's not like some junk oily residue back to black kind of stuff. That's the way it's going to be, and then it's gonna protect it and repel water and dirt and stuff. So that's why I'm excited about this. So I need to shut up and just do it because I'm really looking forward to seeing how this car looks. And frankly, I want to put the Porsche badge back on the hood. But naturally, I've used this in the past. Go over the directions in it. They're really simple. You just have to apply it at the right time. And then within a certain period of time, then you go ahead and wipe it. All right. You can do this relatively quickly, or you can take a long time to do it. I'm doing a quicker job because frankly, I got stuff to do, as do I'm sure all of you. And what I'm doing is I'm timing this so that I can get the hood reasonably done in the amount of time that it's then time to wipe off the fender where I just did. So I'm gonna do that. So here I'm going for the cross pattern. The hood was longer than it is wide, so I chose to do my longitudinal or forwards back sort of cross hatch on just half and then do the other half rather than going up the whole thing. But then when I go to do my cross hatch sort of here, the hood is narrow enough that I can make it go across the whole way here. And you can take your time and really enjoy the process. It's fun, it's pretty rewarding. Car ends up looking amazing, so you can't beat it. Also, I'm gonna come back here and just be mindful of getting into all these little spots. You can also take your cloth, your applicator cloth off, and get in here like this. Gosh, this looks great. I'm serious, you guys. Like, if I would have known about this stuff a long time ago, I would have used it. It's kind of like the Lotus Europa. Do you guys ever see those cars? If I would have known Lotus Europas were that awesome, I would have bought one a long time ago, especially the twin cam ones with the 5-speed. If you get 2 Weber carburetors on it and some better cams, awesome. In fact, I think a Lotus Europa twin cam back in the day in review would beat like a Ferrari 512 and Countach and every cool supercar at the time around a road course, so it's saying a lot. And I think ceramic coating is equally as awesome. So, okay, here we go. So this is just to get rid of the extra little residue. It only takes like a microscopic amount on the surface. This isn't like, you know, a million coats of wax and some giant thickness sort of thing like, you know, the way you used to think about polishing way back when. It works well. And in a manner of speaking, like I said, I'm doing a quicker job right now, and it still is going to be incredible. So if you take just a little extra time, it's gonna be awesome. But the most important thing I gotta tell you guys is really take the time to prepare your paint to make it ideal. The preparation is everything when you're painting a car and when you're applying ceramic coating. If you take the time to prepare it really well, you get all the surface imperfections off, all the contaminants out, and if you need to do any, as people call it, paint correction, but in my day it's just polishing it, okay? Getting it right, then you're gonna be best off. You do need to make sure that when you're applying this, there's no silicones on it, there's no waxes or grease and such. So the last step before you do it, which I had already done because this car was covered, was use alcohol, rubbing alcohol on microfiber. You can dilute it if you need to remove any last bit of contaminants. All right. The other thing is you can do, which I will absolutely do, see when you've taken the time to do this, you can spare a little bit more for extra coats, and you can definitely coat this ceramic, or use multiple coats of the ceramic coating. So I'm gonna do 2. I don't need to go crazier than that. 3 would be great, fun if you have a lot of time. But if you do it well, 2 is awesome, and the car will look amazing. And for me, wanting to daily drive it, that's gonna be a big thing. I do wanna show you something here. You can see, check this out. This is, hopefully the optics are noticeable in this one. Did I wipe it too close? Look real carefully right here, camera guy. Don't get so close that it gets, right here, I don't know if it'll let you see it. You might have to look straight down. From here over was ceramic coated, from here over is not. And if I look, maybe look straight down, you can see where the ceramic coating wasn't. It's hazy. Actually, right here, I can see it from this angle. Maybe try it from here looking.
I can see it from this angle.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is beautiful. The old part is beautiful. Like in the old day for me, this is a gorgeous car you could show at a concours. This is amazing and literally what I'm doing right now. So that's the reason why you do it. And if for no other reason, look what it did to this windshield wiper arm. Like, you know, I mean in the old days, I would have had to repaint that. Take the windshield wiper off, strip it down, take all that time, repaint it, hopefully do a good enough job, don't screw it up. You know, forget that. What's on there has lasted all this time. It's been on there since 1979. So it's nice to have high-tech coatings that actually work. Because frankly, I just don't have time. I don't have time to polish cars. My Dodge Viper, I'll give you an example. Before I got to ceramic coat it, and actually for it to look this nice, the year before, I actually once used dish soap to wash it because I had so little time and ran out of normal soap, okay? And ran sprays on it and such. So I just kind of pumped because I want my cars to look nice, like in the olden days when I had way more time on my hands and I could just spend all day polishing a car. but I don't have that time. So it's pretty exciting that you can apply something like this that genuinely works that well, and then you can just enjoy your car. All right, this is going really well. I like doing this. It's definitely satisfying. So I guess for you guys, on the consensus, I was thinking before of refinishing the wheels in kind of a bronzy gold color. I thought that would be nice since it's sort of monochromatic and it, there's no color in the interior per se, it's just black and white, and it's the gray metallic. And I thought that'd be really cool, but let me know what you guys think. I know some of you are against sort of the bronze look. That was really popular in the 70s for race cars. You saw Countach's and Italian cars oftentimes did that. They'd coat their magnesium wheels. Race cars, the Walter Wolf racing cars and such. So definitely period correct, definitely cool. Not everybody's taste. I also thought about refinishing them in a really bright silver, like a light to medium silver, but one that's really vibrant, really nice. Which obviously silver is perfectly period correct, but I thought maybe just kind of celebrate the car, sort of like monochromaticness. But that's sort of dull and German and corporate, and that's actually my personality. So curious to see what you guys think on the wheels. But it's definitely going to be great, and I hope you guys are looking forward to going over when I do. The timing belts on this are fine, and actually, unless I'm completely mistaken, this particular year range in USA spec 928 is a non-interference engine. So even if the timing belt broke, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just be an annoying inconvenience. But that being said, I'd love to show you guys how to do it and all the other belts I'm going over. Another thing of Bosch K-Jetronic of this time period that I don't like, that's the fuel injection system. It's got its warm-up regulator, which allows a bunch more air in, and when you first start it up, it idles really high. That's annoying. It was done for the early catalytic converters to get them to heat up quickly to help pass emissions, but it's kind of hard on your car and your oiling system and your bearings and stuff. So I typically want to override that and get it to idle happier in terms of being lower. But just one of those things. I'm pretty particular when it comes to cars and especially engines, getting them to last. I'm probably overly particular. Too nice to them. But hey, who has time or money to afford blowing up your own stuff, right? All right, so yeah, I just took this off real quick and I thrown it on, letting it get on. Plastic lenses and all, even the glass lenses. It definitely works. And to be frank, these areas here, I did not properly, I didn't go to the time of taking them all off and alcohol swabbling them and all. And for this circumstance of a car that's a really nice, I'm not going to call it a daily driver because it's nice enough to show, but a car like this is reasonable. Just on these little things, it's still going to look really good. As long as you really took the time to prepare your paint well, certainly on the little things like windshield wiper arms and some of the trim, as long as it's clean and there's no oily residue on it or waxy residue, it's going to look really good. It's going to do a good job. All right. Satisfaction level 1000. Now the other thing about this is too, as it cures over an hour or especially a day, it does change. It gets more beautiful. The optics are better. It shines better. So it looks amazing about instantly when you first do this step right here, but I swear to you, it'll look even better the next day. And especially if you throw another coat on there. So it's pretty fun. You let it be on there for a day and then it's looking amazing. And then you come back for another coat and you're just like, oh my gosh. All right. Heck yeah. This is gonna be exciting. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is this car too corporate looking for me? Or is it perfect? You guys can see, this video is not super long. I don't want to bore you to tears, but preparation is big time. That's kind of everything. But this generally applies rather quickly. The other thing about it is too, frankly, it's forgiving. Back in the day, my dad was way into cars, obviously, and he was really particular and anal with prepping them. And he got into ceramic coating years ago, before me. I remember using it once way back when. And the stuff I had, it was some other brand, and it was hard to apply. I actually hated it. Like, you put it on, I was rubbing it, like, I followed the directions exact, and it was just hard to apply. And the stuff he was using was supposed to be all super fancy, and it was super expensive. And it was also hard to apply. And it looked good if you got it right, but I don't think that warranted how frustrating that other product was to use. So now that I'm utilizing this, the Avalon King, it's worth it alone for how nice it is to apply, because I'm telling you right now, this coating, this ceramic coating, is some serious stuff. And if you don't apply it right, it has this weird hazy look, or it's streaky looking. It's kind of a pain in the butt to fix it. So that's why I like this. I would rather have something that's really easy and nice to apply that works, that I can come back for a second coat like this, rather than try to have some miracle juice that you put on a one and it's crap to apply. So that's frankly the reason why I really like Avalon King. All right, let me do the roof here and we'll call it a day. This is gonna be fun. You wanna go from that side and look over this way? We can kind of get that low incidence angle. Hopefully really see the shine. Might be a little tricky to do. Can you see it? Can you see the reflection there? All right, so you think we should just try coating one side? Let's try that. I hope you guys can see the difference it's gonna make. I can't reach across the whole way, easy. I'm gonna have to run over. Okay, so here we go. Obviously I'm just doing one side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the 90-degree crisscross back and forth. And what I'll do is I will do a stripe right across so you can see the DMZ line. All right, here it comes. Now I'm gonna have to wait a minute for this to cure a bit more if I wanna wipe it off. You don't wanna do it instantly, even though it still look good. Okay, so while that's going, and that's the line for the roof, I'm gonna start kind of doing here and get the trim of the door. So you can see this, look how faded this is, right? Watch this. Can you see this here? Here I come. Boom! Yes. I mean, that is amazing. I can literally this is literally for the paint, and it goes on the trim and looks that good. Are you kidding me? Okay, look at this. This is the flexible stuff, and it's sad. Frankly, there's some buffing compound on it, and I'm gonna do this improperly, but watch. Even improperly, look how much better that is. If I actually took the time to do that right, it looked like $1 million. So I'm doing that wrong on purpose, just so you guys can see. There's definite value to this. Now that looks nice, holy crap. And you remember my MR2, the black MR2? That paint was garbage. You guys remember, I was gonna Panda paint that thing, paint it white on top because it was so faded. And I was even thinking of wrapping it. Like, it was shot, the paint was shot. But I polished it and polished it. I was able to get rid of the oxidation. Then I hit it with this ceramic coating, boom, forget it. I didn't do any paint work, I didn't have to do anything. Obviously, when I got the fender flares, I painted them, right? But that was simple. And the rest of the paint was gorgeous. So, just using a little elbow grease and thinking about it, I was able to save my paint. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth the time. So, and I saw one guy on a past video that I used this say, I'll stick with my, I don't know, like turtle wax or something, his old wax style. And that's cool, and maybe he enjoys it and he's good at it. But the fact of the matter is, like, it's over. Wax is done. Like, time has gone by. I mean, let's be honest. I can be all 80s and nostalgic and listen to a cassette, okay? Or if you're a hipster, you can listen to vinyl LPs, but it's not as good. You can't fit as many in there. You're not gonna have the same quality and all. You can't. And it's the same thing with this. It's like, you know, this is like a high-tech synthetic multi-grade racing motor oil. Whereas like old wax and stuff is like, oh, we're gonna run Harley Davidson straight weight 50 and everything. No, that's a terrible idea. Just don't. Okay, so Peyton, can you see the difference here right at the line? Can you see the difference already? Do you want to come to the other side and look at it quick? I'm gonna wipe it off too. Now when I wipe it off, I gotta be mindful to try to just do that spot. Hopefully it looks as amazing. All right, here I come. It blends so much more. Oh yeah. All right, come on over here. We might have to get above the car to see the haze being gone. Let me see if I can You gotta look straight down at it. I should have done this. I should have planned this through with the right lighting. You can see it here. Let's see. You think if I get a cell phone flashlight out, we'll be able to see that? Okay, hold on. Let me just buff this out here. I'm trying to only buff it at that line so I don't bring some of the product over. Okay, so one quick coat. Let me see if I can get a flashlight and we can show the difference in the haze. This is going to be a small amount. One guy that's super talented that I was around for a long time was Todd Cooperite. He's got esoteric detail. Todd was really masterful at being able to show the, oh yeah, look at this. Okay, if you look straight down, can you guys see the haze from here over, approximately here, and how there's none going this way? That's just from wiping it, sorry. Can you see that, Peyton? You might have to look more straight down, I don't know. But if you look here, if you look right there at the reflection of the light, you don't see much going on. If you come over here, there's more haze. And you can see like a line of haze. It ends up looking slightly white-blue. I hope you guys can see that. So not only does it get rid of all that, but it's gonna keep all the crap off your car. You guys remember my 944, I think you see in the, I never saw rain bead like that before. I mean, it's just gone. Even on something flat like this, just that super small slope, it's off right now. Even frankly, when my car was dirty and dusty from sitting outside for a couple months, it still beat it off. And then it took the dust and crap with it, which was amazing. So yeah. Okay, so 928, looking gorgeous on the outside. I'm finishing it up right now with the finish. So that means I've got to get my butt in gear on the interior. I've got some peeling vinyl where the glue is let loose, so I got to re-glue that. I've got some of the, I'm going to use the original carpet. It's faded a bit, so I'm going to, everybody calls it re-dye. It's not dye, it's fancy spray paint that goes into the carpet, let's be honest, okay? So I always like that. People with like, that are restoring Ferraris and Lamborghinis like, ew, we're going to re-dye the seats. Yeah, right. You guys prepped the leather seats and sprayed flexible spray paint that's made for that on it. It's trying to sound fancy. Can you tell my honesty level is 1,000 right now? Okay. Anyway, so no, I'm gonna zhuzh up the carpets. They're gonna look nice. Get the seats bolted in, they're gorgeous with the Porsche. Get that stuff re-glued. I'm gonna put my cap on the dash. Yeah, I know I copped out this time. I got a cap for the dash. It still looks really good, and I can do it another time. I am intending on keeping this car. I really enjoy it. I know there's people out there that are like clamoring at it, and they want it. You can't have it right now, okay? I wanna enjoy this thing. So, but anyway. But I am thinking someday in the future, and I know you guys, if you guys are the close fans that have been watching, I've got an epic build coming up next week, which I haven't told anybody what it is. Spoiler alert on one thing, it is not a Porsche 917 or McLaren F1 replica. No. However, in the future, after that, I would like to do a Porsche 917 replica, and I think that could be a lot of fun. So I think if I ever sell this 928, it may be for the funds to go toward doing a proper Porsche 917 replica, because honestly, I really miss my Lola T70 bodied McKee that I vintage raced back then, and it has a very similar look and experience to a Porsche 917. And when you come rocketing through mid-Ohio, like over the smooth curves and hitting apexes night, just seeing those fenders just like whoom, whoom, it was so cool. So that could be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, I'm looking forward to driving this 928. I think it's gonna be a blast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, got some good tips for finishing your car, whether it's a show car, a daily driver, or whatever. This stuff genuinely works. I'm not using wax again. And I think you guys should try it out too. Stay tuned for the end of this commercial. If you look carefully in the commercial, there's a coupon code. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I look forward to see you next time. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and naturally that you will subscribe, but please click that bell so I can continue to bring you wholesome and entertaining automotive content. Also, a huge thanks to Avalon King ceramic coating. They're supporting this channel and making this all possible. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to using it on all of my vehicles, including my old dirt bike. Ceramic coating bonds directly to the surface of your paint, trim, and plastics to give a long-lasting shine that beats all waxes. It lasts for years and it's easy to maintain. I've got it on my Viper right now and my car has never looked this good. So give them a try. Again, thanks for watching and I look forward to see you next time.